Welcome to Meme City, a podcast series by Dr. Tom Herregotz, a renowned neuropsychiatrist from Belgium, founder of emotional therapy, and author of the free ebook Physics of Fear, available on the internet. Today's episode dives into the concept of neurodiversity. Therapy, psychology, and psychiatry are currently facing a crisis. An increase in multiple issues, long waiting lists, and relatively low outcomes, especially when considering the number of anxiety disorders, depression, suicides, increased aggression, and drug use. Recently, this tension was literally expressed by a psychology professor on X, who initially dismissed my website as nonsense and defended the poor performance of our field by empirically naming the workings of his science. Take ornithology, or the study of birds, for example, where we describe how birds live. That's empiricism too. However, because we improve very few of the problems we describe in depth, we are gradually drifting away from what can be called true medicine, which likely irritated the professor. Moreover, in America, even our DSM diagnoses were briefly unsupported, and psychiatrists couldn't apply the provided neurophysiological model to position our discipline scientifically.
Additionally, reputable journals stopped publishing new evidence for genetic causes of our diagnoses, because every week someone came up with a different cause for a problem.
As Jim Van Os, multiple times named Psychiatrist of the Year in the Netherlands, has stated, we've been forced internationally to collaborate. It turns out we're all sensitive to developing in certain directions, such as psychosis, anxiety, or hyperactivity.
There are multiple gene locations that could be responsible for various diagnoses, and the chance that one gene is fully responsible for one particular condition is low.
This leads us to conclude that we can all go crazy or abnormal in certain ways, but it's not genetically determined that you must evolve in that particular direction. A significant consequence here is that we can rename fixed diagnoses to sensitivities.
Sensitivities motivate someone much more than a fixed diagnosis, despite the mouse in our head being driven to seek solace in a diagnosis.
Emotional laziness, or the tendency to seek solutions and care outside ourselves, is deeply ingrained in each of us. The thinker, the troubadour, or the mouse in our head keeps us from this.
In this context, the term neurodiversity has made a notable entrance. So you're no longer just an ADHD case. You have a sensitivity towards hyperactivity and concentration issues. Men's voice.
What I increasingly see is that when people address their transgenerational and post-traumatic fears head-on, their talents and self-confidence emerge beautifully, revealing a new, true or unique person.
I like to call this true self or unique person genuinely neurodiverse, where even their sensitivity becomes a strong talent or capability.
This should encourage everyone not to dwell on their sensitivity, but to push through the three existential fears: fear of failure, fear of abandonment, and fear of change, death, illness. Finding deep solutions to these fears might one day liberate us from the realms of philosophy, religion, and empiricism, where most psychology faculties are still connected.
It's logical then that they sometimes lose the path of medicine.
Financial, judicial, and political entities don't always take us seriously because we still float in mysticism, philosophy, and a new form of priesthood. For the most vulnerable patients or clients in all medical disciplines, we need to step out of our comfort zones and get professors away from their desks.
An increased measurement of outcomes from various psychotherapies and a solid commitment to results are becoming highly necessary in healthcare.
Here in Belgium, we'll probably wait until healthcare expenditures increase exponentially and then discuss it some more.
Meanwhile, you can all get to work.
Get up, lift your lazy behinds, and go through the podcast.
And for the intellectuals, read my book Physics of Fear. Your life might just depend on it.
So dive into the full Meme City podcast, subscribe to our channel, and let's explore the world of neurodiversity together. Remember, your life might just depend on it. Follow or subscribe to stay updated with all the insights from Dr. Tom Herregotz.